Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Chelsea and Frenkie De Jong because there's so much to discuss when it comes to this operation because there has been a huge switch, right? Within Barcelona, within Chelsea, within Frenkie's future. Frenkie's future might actually look much different. It may no longer be Manchester United. And so we are going to be discussing that, right? I want you guys to understand exactly what is going on, what could be going on in the future. But one thing is very clear, my friends. Barcelona, they do want to find a solution for Frenkie's future. They know that there is a market for someone like him and they want to take advantage of that. This is why Joan Laporta did say a couple of days ago that Manchester United are not the only club that's interested in Frenkie De Jong, because now we are seeing Chelsea get into this race. And of course, that is going to be a huge plus for Barcelona because that would allow Barcelona to finally raise their price. They're going to be asking, hey, look, Manchester United, look at Chelsea. They're offering this amount. What are you guys going to be offering now? And I do think that when it comes to the argument of Barcelona not wanting to sell Frenkie De Jong, that is completely false in my opinion, because the fact that Barcelona have already found an agreement with Manchester United, the fact that they have also held a meeting with Chelsea and the owner to discuss Frenkie's future. Yes, it is true, my friends. I'm very sorry that I have to announce this, but Barcelona, if they do see some buyers going in for Frenkie, Barcelona are going to begin talking. Frenkie is no longer considered as a untouchable within this club. And I do think that there has been many meetings when it comes to Jordi Cruyff, Xavi Hernandez, Joan Laporta, Mateo Alemán, where they have discussed, okay, if we sell Frenkie De Jong, the one player that we have to bring in, no matter what, it has to be Bernardo Silva to bring this player into Barcelona. And so it does say here, according to Relevo, Frenkie De Jong is more attracted by a move to Chelsea than Manchester United, although his main idea is to still stay at Barcelona. Then they continued, Chelsea have told Barcelona their interest. The English side believes they have what it takes to sign this player, like for example, guaranteeing him Champions League football next season. Now here's the thing, right? Let's stop for a second and let's analyze this whole thing, because what really makes me wonder about this whole operation about Barcelona trying to push and sell Frenkie to either Chelsea or to Manchester United, we know that Man U and Chelsea are going to go into a bidding war. We know that there is a market and that Frenkie could be an easy sell. But the one thing that really does matter in the end is if whether the agent and also Frenkie De Jong himself wants to move or not. Because if they continue to say, we're not going to be taking any action, my player also wants to stay here, we're not going to be doing anything or agreeing with any other club, then none of this really actually matters. So that is my biggest question about this whole thing. Yes, it sounds great in terms of Barcelona getting their investment back from Frenkie and also hearing that we could get Bernardo Silva. This all sounds great, but does this all really matter? Do all of these meetings actually matter if in the end we just find out that Frenkie and the agent do not want to do anything and they want to remain at their current club? So earlier today, about 9 to 10 hours ago, there was a meeting between Barcelona and Todd Boehly, who is the owner of Chelsea. The fact that the owner has arrived at Barcelona and the fact that they were going to be having a meeting that was around 2 to 3 hours, you better bet that there was multiple operations that were being discussed. I have no doubt that they were talking about Frenkie De Jong, because there is no way that this owner here came all the way to Barcelona just to talk about Azpilicueta and Alonso. There's just no way. But we're going to be talking about those two players later in this video. But going back to Frenkie, there has been many sources that has already claimed that the main reason why the owner came to Barcelona was to talk about the big operation, which is Frenkie De Jong. And by the time that meeting was over, when Todd Boehly was leaving that restaurant and he was heading back to England, one of the journalists that was waiting for him outside was basically asking, hey, did you find any form of agreement with FC Barcelona, right? Anything. Does it have, even if it has to do with Azpilicueta, Alonso, Frenkie De Jong, Serginho Dest, did you find any form of agreement? And the only thing that Todd Boehly did say to that journalist was, yes, there was a form of agreement. Now, we do not know what that agreement was about, but I do assume that it does have to do with Frenkie De Jong. Now look, the agent, right, of Frenkie De Jong, he does not have a good relationship with FC Barcelona. They simply just do not see eye to eye in terms of Frenkie's future. In the end, I believe that Barcelona are going to be doing the exact same thing like how they did with Manchester United. They're going to be having an agreement with Chelsea, just like Man U, and we should expect a price range of maybe of around 85 million euros. But like I have said before, and I want to make this very clear, none of this really does matter if the agent does not want to do anything and move Frenkie to a different club. That is my biggest concern. But in the end, this is how I'm going to be concluding this video. The positions for everybody is very clear. The agent and Frenkie De Jong does not want to leave. If they are being really forced out, if Barcelona and Chelsea come together and say, hey, look, we really want to make this operation happen, Frenkie De Jong will not go to Manchester United. He is most likely going to be going to Chelsea, where he can play Champions League football. Barcelona do not want to sell, of course, when it comes to Frenkie De Jong, but the fact that they are seeing bids, they will consider selling this player. And once they do, Barcelona are most likely going to want to replace Frenkie for Bernardo Silva. So in terms of who Barcelona want to pursue next, we're also going to go back into that meeting between the owner of Chelsea and Barcelona, because the other players that Barcelona are eyeing, it is Azpilicueta and Alonso. And it does say here, according to Edu Polo, Barcelona's idea is to reach an agreement in principle for Azpilicueta before Saturday, which is by the end of this week. They're waiting for Chelsea's decision on the player's future. Now, this operation has truly lit up yet again. We have to remember that a few months ago, back in February, there was already an agreement between Azpilicueta and Barcelona. Xavi Hernandez likes this player. He wants him in this upcoming season, and Azpilicueta does agree. And there are many reasons on why Xavi Hernandez wants this player. It is because of the experience that he does carry, his ability to also play in a three-man defensive system. He can also play within a system like that. And also, of course, he has played with many of the players that Barcelona currently do have, like Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, Piqué, Jordi Alba, Eric Garcia, Sergio Busquets. He's going to be no stranger if he were to ever come to Barcelona. The communication is going to be 100%. Now, I would welcome an operation like this. Like, I would want to see this go 100% through and have Azpilicueta become a Barcelona player, but not at the expense of losing Serginho Dest. I in no way want to see Dest being placed on the market, being sold to a different club, and then bring in Azpilicueta, because this is the one thing that is really worrying me at the moment when it comes to Dest, is the fact that we're hearing Dest being placed on the market, and at the same time seeing that Barcelona want to have an advanced agreement with Chelsea when it comes to Azpilicueta. Like, these two pieces of news came out at the exact same time. The ideal scenario for Barcelona, and I also believe for Xavi Hernandez, would be to keep Dest and Azpilicueta next season and have these two players battle it out in that right back position. That would be a great thing to see, and I hope that this operation does get done as soon as possible so we can focus on other players. As for Alonso, like, I don't really care if he comes or not. It is okay if he does come. Most likely Barcelona are going to have to pay around 10 million euros for Alonso, but as long as Alonso can come into this club, play the way he has always played, maybe compete with Jordi Alba and bring the best out of Jordi Alba, now knowing that there is somebody behind him that wants to take his spot, that is great. We want to see the best coming from Jordi Alba, and Alonso can do that and provide that pressure. And for those of you guys who are also wondering, okay, so there has been talks, Kevin, about Frenkie De Jong being put in this swap deal for Alonso and Azpilicueta. What do you think about that? Well, it does say here, according to Relevo, they have clarified. Chelsea are very interested in Frenkie De Jong, but Alonso and Azpilicueta won't be involved in any swap deal though, as they are all separate operations. And now lastly, I do want to just quickly address the status of Barcelona's real business that is going on in the transfer market. And I'm talking about Koundé, Rafinha, and Bernardo Silva, and also Lewandowski. Like, what happened to these four players? Is Barcelona going to be pursuing these players? Now, we have to remember what Barcelona did 7 to 8 days ago when they sold 10% of their TV rights. That was enough for them to show that they have profit, and they're going to be profiting and be in a healthy state going into this transfer window. The other 15% of the TV rights that were supposed to be sold, that has yet to be activated. But once that does get activated, that money is going to be injected for the sole purpose of transfer funds, and it's going to be around 230 million euros that they could spend. Even Joan Laporta has said earlier today, and he has basically confirmed, and I quote, "There are some spoken operations that depend only on executing the second lever," which in other words is selling the rest of the TV rights, which is 15%. And we should expect Barcelona to be injected that type of money within the coming days. And so that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.